What happened at an otherwise ordinary Friday night football game in Beechwood has drawn national attention.
I was stunned. It was like a punch in the gut. I couldn't believe it.
It's the result of the terminology used by Brooklyn High School using the word Nazi during a play call, a word many players, coaches, and fans deemed offensive.
I think it's something that should be offensive to every American.
Days later, Brooklyn's head coach stepped down. But tonight, he shares his side of the story.
It bothers me that I've offended people, that call offended people.
Our Catherine Ross has been following through in Beechwood and in Brooklyn all week, getting reaction, and tonight, that reaction comes from the man at the center of this controversy.
After 48 years coaching football, Tim McFarland says he never expected a mid-season matchup in Beechwood to be his last game.
It really bothered me when they said, we have kids that are offended and upset by this. That's why I apologized immediately to their coach.
Beechwood Bison players reported hearing the word Nazi used as a play call by the visiting Brooklyn Hurricanes. The players, their families, and community leaders in the city with a large Jewish population have all told News 5 the term is unacceptable.
It was so negative and so uncalled for.
When officials alerted the Brooklyn coach at halftime, he says he changed the call and offered to give personal apologies.
If they wanted to, I'd go right over to their bench and apologize to the whole team or the players that were upset. And if they didn't want to do that, I'd come in at halftime into their locker room and apologize. They didn't feel that was necessary.
The game resumed, but over the weekend, the language drew outrage from both communities. On Monday, the Brooklyn School Board accepted McFarland's resignation.
The school officials asked him to resign and implied that if he didn't resign, he was going to be terminated.
Thursday, McFarland and his attorney tell us the coach had been using the Nazi play call since 2011 and say it was a commonly used blitz alert. They point to a 1990s-era handout from the Ohio Football Coaches Association.
That lists Nazi as a number one here on a list of blitz control calls. There's Nazi, bandit, renegade, loco, Indian, and mascot.
Beechwood players also tell News 5 they heard racial slurs on the field Friday night. McFarland says he has no knowledge of that type of language.
We have a player that would be acting inappropriately. We would pull them out of the game.
Beechwood leaders have called for accountability. The Brooklyn superintendent says the district is working with the Anti-Defamation League to learn and grow from the incident. McFarland tells us he doesn't want it to define the team or himself.
Coach football to help young men transition into manhood and help them grow. Not to insult people and make fun of people.
Of course, we'll continue to follow through on any developments in this story. If you'd like to see us follow through on any story, email us at tips@wews.com. In Fairlawn, Catherine Ross, News 5.
Now, that attorney's entire statement defending McFarland can be seen right now on our website. That's news5cleveland.com.